Good morning, everybody. We'll get started here in just a sec. So just bear with me. We're going to be covering Sphere and how to use it in conversion today. How to get everybody else set up. So let's just see if we get anybody to come on here. Give it about another 30 seconds or so. All right, let's go ahead and get started. About 2 minutes after. So, all right, Sphere, the importance of Sphere. Okay, we want our Sphere to be our exclusive Sphere. We want our Sphere to account for one deal per person in our Sphere throughout the calendar year. So, if you have a 30-person Sphere, you should be doing about 30 deals a year. Okay, we ask people, what does your Sphere consist of? I can't talk. What does your Sphere consist of? And they say 100, 200, 500. And I'm like, wow, yeah, those are people you know, but are you considering those your exclusive Sphere? Ones you know who are going to give you a deal. So what we consider our Sphere are people that we have pre-qualified and out showing homes. People that we currently have under escrow. People that have bought a house from us in the past. People that you've listed their home, sold their home, or been on a listing presentation to, and the people that you've closed in the past year. Okay, so that's what we would consider our exclusive Sphere. Okay, people that we are working with right now, or gonna work with, or have worked with. Okay, within the past year. Now we want these people. These are the people that we are going to pop by once a quarter to give them an item of value. Okay, coming up here in August, we're going to do back to school kits. We already have them in, so we are getting better at getting those in early. We're going to work on the tag for them. Okay, ultimate goal is to pop by once a quarter, and then you will also invite them to our, or at least let them know about our quarterly event. So the way our quarterly event works, you should have about 6 touches in the quarter with them. Well, where was I going with that? You'll have about 6 touches with them within the quarter, and that includes seeing them at the event. Okay, and we'll talk about that as we get going with this a little bit. So it's about forming the relationship with that person, not necessarily hard selling them, but if you're a hard seller, then go right ahead. So, but we don't teach the hard sell. We let them ask us about our real estate business. So how do we incorporate this into conversion? Okay. I was looking for a document, and it looks like whoever I shared it with must have deleted me from it. So I'm going to have to get that document back. And Yeah, I don't see it. So anyway, I'm gonna have to get that document back and see if I can't share that with everybody here. Maybe I'll find it by the time this class is done. I'm looking in my trash box now. Let's see if I can find it. I think I was removed from it. All right, anyway, so let's talk about conversion. Let me share my screen with you guys. Now, nobody's on this, so I can't tell if you can see it or not, but hopefully you can, okay? So here we're in our conversion database, okay? Now with our database, we need to hashtag our sphere, okay? We want to see your sphere and what you have in it. If we were to come up here and go hashtag, come here and find the one that says sphere in your exclusive sphere, and that's what we should technically be ordering our pop buys on. Basically, we're guessing on what you need, and we need to be a little bit more efficient. So I'd like to, I know we've been talking about this for months now, and we want to see you get your sphere in it, okay? So when we talk about sphere, I'm gonna use an unsubscribe lead, okay? Just because it's not gonna mess up any hashtags. But when you're in your active leads, you have a guy who you're considering your sphere, it's going to be the same thing as what I'm going to do with unsubscribed leads, okay? So just using this as an example. So this Lila, okay? Let's just say that she's pre-qualified, or let's just even say she's under contract, okay? We want to come in here and we want to go hashtag sphere. Come over here and go action, just add note, okay? Now notice that she has hashtag sphere here, okay? We're calling that, when we say hashtag sphere, that's our exclusive sphere. So once again, she fits in one of those categories as somebody who I'm working with, pre-qual, somebody who I'm showing houses, somebody I'm under escrow, somebody I've closed, somebody I've listed their house, somebody who has referred me a deal within the last year, okay? So she falls into that criteria. We can even take it a notch further, okay? We like to tell you, let's just say, for instance, you have a 30-person sphere, okay? We want to break that up into 3 geographical locations. So we can go hashtag SPHERE sphere. Oh, my help, I click in there. Hashtag SPHERE sphere 1, sphere A, however you want to categorize it. And A is a geographical region. Okay, so here in the Phoenix Metro Valley area, I would do my Queen Creek, Santan Valley, Florence, all as one area. Then I'd step it up to Mesa, Gilbert, Tempe as another area. That would be sphere B. Sphere C, I'd maybe incorporate the west side, or if you do the north side of town. But that way, you can keep them in order and you can track your pop buys, okay? So what we mean by your pop buys is, so this month I'm gonna hit sphere A, I'm gonna hit everybody I have in there, that Queen Creek, Santan Valley, Florence area. I'm gonna get my 10 pop buys for them this month, and I'm gonna go drop them all in one trip. That way I'm not driving everywhere. Now, if you go and knock on the door, you have the conversation, hey, hello, I think her name was Lila. Hello, Lila. I can't pronounce her last name. Alcarza, it looks like. Hello, Miss Alcarza. How you doing? Just was in the area and I wanted to drop by and give you this and just say thank you for everything that you've done and thank you for the business, and just wanted to see how the family's doing, just checking in, just that type of stuff. Just have a normal person conversation with Lila here. Let her open the door as far as, hey, how's business? How's the market? What do you think my home's worth? Because I promise you, you form that relationship with this person, they're going to ask you how the market's doing every time, because everybody's curious about what their home's worth, okay? It's up to you if you want to hard sell them and say, hey, by the way, I'd love any referrals you have. You know anybody looking to buy or sell? But one thing I can tell you is cautionary on this. If you haven't talked to this person in a long time or haven't seen them in a long time, don't just drop by and the first time say, hey, you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell a house? Because there's nothing worse than you haven't talked to a friend in a long time and you're hurting for business, and then you call them up and say, are you looking to sell? You know, to me, that comes across wrong. It rubs me the wrong way. You want to be my friend when you need money and you need business. So careful on how you walk that line and how what the relationship is with this person. Okay. So we'll hashtag them Sphere A. Okay. So we've already done that. So now what we want to do is we actually have created a drip campaign for your sphere. Okay. So we come here to the profile, and we come over here to drip campaign. Oops. And if you come here and you LUXRE sphere, luxury sphere, here it is. Okay. We can put her on the drip campaign for luxury sphere. Now, if she's already run the gamut of the drip campaigns, you can restart her drip campaign. But remember, you only get 10 of those a day, okay? That way it keeps you from spamming, going into the spam folder. So if you don't know how to find that drip campaign, we do a drip campaign class. But if you come here to the top right corner where it says luxury group, come down here to shared drip campaigns, type in luxury sphere. That will pop up, and then you can incorporate it into your drip campaign. Okay? So that way we're dripping on them. It's an 8x8 campaign, and they get that. They get those notifications. Now, in that drip campaign, it does remind you to do certain things. So let's just, so I can show you what it says. Let me go to the drip campaign here. Basically, they are your reminders. Reminder to schedule pop by for this client on day 25. Did you pop by? It's reminding you. It's not a drip campaign that goes out to them. Send this client this month's newsletter. Follow up on pop by for last month. Did you send the client a monthly newsletter? Did you update your notes? Send the client an updated RPR. Did you send an updated RPR? So you can see these are reminders for you, not to go out to the client, but to go out to you. So did you schedule your pop by for this month? So it just repeats. Okay. Now, what you guys can also do, if we come back into that lead, if you don't want to use that drip campaign to remind you, you can come up here into calls. This is the old way we used to do it. You can come into the calls tab. You can schedule a call. I like to call that, remember, schedule call, schedule task. And we can come down in here and we can type in follow up and remind about pop buys and events. You can pick when you want to start that. Okay, so you did your pop by in July. We want to hit them again in October, the next quarter. We'll schedule the date for a Monday. Don't worry about the time, but remember to unsync this with your Google Calendar. Otherwise, your calendar on your phone will be blowing up. Repeat calls, yes. Number of calls, 8 over the next 3 months. Okay, so these will be 8 tasks over the next, I'm sorry, on a sphere, it's 1 year. Okay, You can actually, because we're hitting them once a quarter, take this back. Sorry, I got a little confused. Haven't had my morning Mountain Dew. But we're hitting them once a quarter. There's 4 quarters in a year. So you can go 4 or you can go 8 over the next 2 years. Okay, and then you would click add calls, add tasks. Now in the notes, it shows them. So in October 3rd, January 2nd, April 3rd, okay, it's telling us that we either need to I forgot follow up, but follow and remind about pop buys and events. So you can schedule it this way to do it for you as well too, okay? Remember that we are not trying to hit everybody in 1 month. We want to space them out. 1 geographical location per month. Okay, so we should hit everybody once a quarter. And then the way this works is we hit them once a quarter with a pop buy. We follow up with them, and especially if they weren't home. If they weren't home, hey, I was just calling to see if you got the pop by I left on your front door. Just wanted to touch base, see how things were going, check in with the family. How's your daughter doing in school? She's away at college. You missing her? Just that type of conversation with them. Hopefully you're on that level with them. Okay? So then what you're going to do is you're going to say, well, this quarter we're going to have our quarterly event, and we're going to have we're going to rent a movie theater, and we'd love for you and your family to come by. I'll be sending those invites out here in the next month. I'll follow up to make sure you got it. Great. Okay. So then you mail out that that event flyer. So there's your 3rd touch. Your 4th touch is calling them to make sure that they receive that invite. Okay. And then you're just going to say, hey, just following up to make sure you received our invite in the mail about our quarterly event. If you're interested in going, I will email you the link. That way you can register and you don't have to type in that long Eventbrite code. So there's our 4th touch. We know how many are coming. We have them RSVP. Our 5th touch, I know I'm missing one in here because it's 6 touches, and I'm missing one. But anyway, I can't think of it right now. But our 5th touch is our event. We see them at the event. We talk to them at the event. We thank them for coming, and hopefully they have a great time. But there's one more touch in there that I can't think of right now off the top of my head because it's 6 touches in a quarter. Okay, so that's ultimately how that works. I can tell you this, that agents are using this and they are getting deals. Okay, it's about forming that relationship and getting them to trust you in these deals. Okay, I know Dan has gotten a few listings off of doing these pop buys and inviting them to quarterly events. So I think he closed 4 in the last 6 or 8 weeks, and I think they all came from that type of stuff. One might have been from church, but the other 3 I think came from just people he knows in his exclusive sphere and staying in front of them. Okay, this is how we use conversion to manage us so we don't forget to schedule those tasks and to schedule those to-dos. Okay, now let me see if I can't find another document that I want to share with you. Just bear with me a sec. All right, I'm just going to show you guys. Oh, you know what? I can't. Anyway, if you guys, because I'm logged into a different email, that's probably why I can't find the document that I'm looking for. If you guys want this document, I've created a document that we use to track our current buyers under escrow, our current sellers under escrow, and it has basically time frames and important days that we need to set dates for to make sure that we meet our timelines, Binzer dates. If we have the clue report, it just follows that type of thing to make sure that our checks and balances are in place on our transaction. It also has a tab for our buyer pipeline, our seller pipeline, but then it has a tab that tracks your sphere, your exclusive sphere. And I have it divided into areas. And then I have the month of the calendar on there. You just put an X on when you drop that pop by their house. And it's just a way to keep track. I know we have conversion here, but when we sit here and we look at a list of, I mean, this is a list of 7,000 names, I think, but your guys' list isn't this big. Oh, this is only 2,600. But if you're looking at a list of 2,600 leads, you don't have to scroll through them. That list is in front of you, and you know who's in your exclusive sphere, and you can keep track of them. If it's something that you want, just shoot me an email saying I want that sphere tracker, lead pipeline tracker, whatever you wanted to call it. I would call it a pipeline tracker, but just shoot me an email or a text and let me know that you do want that, okay? The last thing I'm going to close with about Sphere, okay? The Sphere is the heartbeat of your business. Referral deals are 95% easier to close than internet leads, okay? Your sphere are people that are close to you that you have relationships with. Internet leads have a perfect example, okay? Had an internet lead come into my website. They wanted to see townhouses a few weeks ago, looking to buy a home. She was working with another agent in Peoria, a brand new agent, doesn't know anything, okay? He showed her a couple homes, looked at homes that she wasn't qualified to buy as far as FHA financing. She was putting her in condos and not townhouses that weren't FHA approved. And I got a hold of her, talked her through it, talked to the lender, found out what her really specific needs were. I went on a camp out this weekend with the Boy Scouts. She couldn't get a hold of me, and she went back to that guy, and they wrote an offer on a house, on a townhouse. So internet leads aren't loyal, okay? But your sphere is. We use our internet leads to fill in the gaps in our sphere deals, our referral deals. That's what internet leads are good for, and it's about building up those internet leads to fill the gaps we need in our referral business, okay? But other than that, that's about all I have for you guys right now. If you have any questions at all, you guys will get this replay. You can pause and play it. One thing about that, you know what? Let me show you one other thing on our sphere. Okay, so when we go to incorporate this campaign, we hit use this campaign. It brings us to my settings. We can actually set a hashtag to, Simmons Conversion gives me this, to this specific drip campaign. All right, come on, there we go. We got some movement. Okay, so I'm gonna, all right, slow down. We have so many drip campaigns loaded in this. That's why this takes a little while. So I'm just gonna stop at this one up here as soon as I can show you what I'm talking about, how we can set this drip campaign to be triggered by a hashtag. Okay, so see where it says right here, hashtag East. Okay, once you incorporate that drip campaign in here, you'll just click on this little drop down area, and as we're waiting for conversion, we'll set it to the hashtag that we want. So let's just pretend this was luxury sphere. Okay, we would come here, find the hashtag that says luxury sphere, and set it to it. That way, whenever you go to your lead, get off this page. This page is slow. So whenever you go to your lead and you go to hashtag it, you just hashtag it hashtag sphere. It'll automatically trigger that drip campaign for you, so you don't have to manually go and set that drip campaign. It'll start them on that day, getting you the reminders that you need to stay in touch of that lead. Okay, so hopefully this helps. Tomorrow we have on the schedule. I'm going to do some dot loop training tomorrow. So if some of you guys watch this playback, I will be covering dot loop. Just a quick overview on that. So, alrighty, guys, if you have any questions, I'm here for you. Shoot me a text, email, phone call. Other than that, have a great weekend, or have a great day. It's not even the weekend. Thanks. Bye.